Hello and welcome to this week's coffee vlog. Ooh, it's Friday the something. Is it the 11th? I think it's the 11th today, I'm not sure. It might be the 11th of June. It's 20 past 5. Heading home after another pretty busy week. Not helped by being a bit short of staff, which kind of caused some problem. And I've got a mystery injured foot or hurty foot or something that I just woke up with in the middle of Tuesday night, and my foot hurt, and it's my left foot, which is the clutch foot, so that's really awkward because every time I press the clutch it hurts, and you press the clutch quite a lot. You don't realise how much clutch pressing you do while driving until it hurts every time you do it. And Wednesday morning, oh, it was horrendous. I was screaming out every time I had to change gear. I was making every effort to not change gear just because I knew it was going to be so painful when I did have to. So yeah, fortunately it's kind of not as bad now, although I did have some Nurofen at 4 o'clock, so that might have kicked in and taken the edge off. But I was conscious I'd have to drive home, so I thought I'll take some Nurofen so the stupid hurty foot isn't as hurty while I'm trying to drive. So that's not really helped matters, because I've been kind of hobbling around work and not feeling particularly productive. So it's not exactly been the most sort of speediest of work days. Oh, all my parcels have decided to deposit themselves all over the back of the car. Where's he going? Where are you going? Hello? Yeah, you're going to go right, you're going straight up. What you're doing, you're going right. Yeah.
Band, radar,
strange people. Ah! You see, yeah, that's changing gear, that is. It's not good. Well, watch out. I don't know why somebody coming down there all of a sudden. It's a bit bizarre. So, yeah, it's been a kind of funny old week, one way or the other. Still roasting plenty of coffee and shipping plenty of coffee, so that is good. And a new piece of, well, an old piece of kit that I picked up to go with the new roaster, which is a destoner, which is a great big lumping thing. I wasn't expecting it to be so big, and particularly noisy, which is no surprise because the whole lot of the roaster thing is very noisy. So this is just something else that's very, very noisy. But yes, that turned up. Had some more coffee come in, and I have to change gear again. That's very painful. So yeah, that's kind of been my week really. It's been cold, wet, rainy. Hurt your foot. Roasting loads of coffee. Packing loads of coffee. Selling all sorts of things, really. Hobbling around everywhere in pain. Marvellous. Okay, so let's go and drop these parcels off, and then I can come back and do Mr. Nellis's words of wisdom, and then go home and rest my poorly foot. So, see you in a minute. Okay, back from Mr. Nellis's words of wisdom. No, I'm not back from them. I'm back from dropping the parcels off. Oh dear, it's been one of those weeks, really. So now I've sent myself Mr. Nellis. Let's go and extract him from the emails. There he is. See what Mr. Nellis says. Mr. Nellis says, my things to talk about on your vlog. Do you watch Pointless? No, it's pointless. Pubs, restaurants and hairdressers still on track on the 4th of July. Well, a lot of places are still getting open already with takeouts and things. Which garden centre do you go to? I haven't been to the garden centre for donkey's years, to be honest, Richard. Did Callum used to like Thomas the Tank Engine? Yes, he did. And I have got a million die-cast model little engine things. Some of them talk and all sorts. Worth a mint, actually. It probably is worth a mint. It's one of those sort of toys that I won't get rid of, or if I do, it'll be sold, which I did. Because also he had a lot of Bob the Builder figures and vehicles, and I sold all those. I bought most of them on eBay, to be fair, second-hand anyway, and I sold them all again. Not much selling going on at the moment, because I'm not sure many people want to buy second-hand stuff because of coronavirus, of course. Do you go 10-pin bowling? As it will be something for you to do when 10-pin bowling centres reopen. Well, there you are. There's something to look forward to, Richard. Once we get rid of coronavirus, I can go 10-pin bowling. What a marvellous idea that would be. I'm kind of rubbish at it, to be honest, Richard. It's annoying, this Mercedes. Ah, that hurt quite a lot. Actually, there's no cars behind the Mercedes, so I could have just waited and gone slowly and not hurt my foot. Jeez, that foot golf's going a bit pacey up there, like. Yeah, that really did hurt, actually. So it was all right, but that sudden pressure for the gear change, the swift gear change to get ahead of that Mercedes, that wasn't a good plan. That's put my recovery of injured foot way back down the list now. It's going to be not well for some time, I fear. Oh well, never mind. Get to home and I'll put it up. So, other things that have been happening. Last weekend did a fair bit of painting at work, a bit more spray painting, covered everything with a nice sort of dusty mist again. Making me change down gear, why? Go faster! Stupids. It's no good. It's painting, yes, quite a lot of painting. So I've got pleased with the sort of progress I got done. Quite a lot area in the main bit of the warehouse, and then up by the roaster roof as well. That sort of bit was manually painted though, because I'm going to try and avoid going near the roaster with a spray painter after I've realised it coats everywhere in such a dusty film. But even then, even being a long way from it, it still seems to spread that little vapour trail out from it. So. But all that's progressing quite well anyway. Not convinced there'll be any progressing this weekend because of hurty foot. I think I might treat myself to a weekend off doing anything and rest up a bit. So, and then other than that, like I say, work has just been work generally. I've not watched a great deal, just continued watching Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm pretty much at the end of that now, I think. Although I do keep watching episodes because I keep falling asleep during them, which doesn't really help because I'm never quite sure how far I've got through then, so I start a little bit through. Then I think, oh actually no, maybe I remember this bit a bit more, and then... But we'll get there in the end. So, other things that happened, Steam Monsters, or Splinterlands it's now called because it's moving away from Steam completely. I got my rewards for backing the Kickstarter through, and that was really good. Physical records, so a full game deck of physical cards for the Splinterlands game. T-shirts, I got some stickers, a book all about the Splinterlands, which is pretty cool actually, and some other little knickknacks. So yeah, it was quite a nice reward pack. I was well impressed with that. Of course, the main thing you did the Kickstarter for was the 70 in-game booster packs that came with it, which were the big value. But it's nice to get the physical rewards as well, those little bits and pieces. So got all that. Hive blockchain news for Chris, or Chris the Batman, or Chris New K, or Chris Cross, Christy Cross. So what's been happening on the Hive blockchain? Well, we've got a new hard fork out very soon, not quite arrived yet, and I've set up a full API node, or a full RPC node, or a full node, or a fat node, or a great big lumping noisy node. It's a node. So api.coffia.uk is now up and running. Pleased to report, and I've already got funny enough, I've got Team UK support already using it for querying the blockchain, so that's quite good. I'm hanging on for a full launch, because really officially I've got to have it checked over by the top people of Hive to make sure it's suitable for handle enough requests and things. They've got to pressure test it and max out it and see if they can break it. But I'm holding out till after the hard fork, because I'm kind of thinking everyone's kind of a bit busy right now, worrying about making sure they get the hard fork right, because if hard forks go wrong, it can be a bit messy, as we previously found. So yeah, I thought, well, I'll not worry anyone at the moment, but I just got it running, and I'm testing it myself with different things and just tweaking and whatever else. So, but that's going well. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Quite a nice addition to my portfolio of what I do on Hive. 2 witness servers and now a full API node. Ouch! And for anyone who doesn't really know what that's all about, so the API node is what everything uses to query Hive. So a front end like hive.blog or peakd would use a particular API node to get information and display it on the page for you. If you use any sort of automated services or scripts or whatever else, they all require an API node to query the blockchain and get information from it. So it's basically what everything uses to interact with the blockchain one way or the other. So obviously when you've got loads and loads of people just using a few nodes, that's when the whole lot struggles and has issues. So if you can get more nodes running, then it's better. You know, there's greater capacity, you can spread it about different people, so that's good. And just generally it helps out. So I'm not expecting my amazing server to be capable of running the likes of a front end like peakd or hive.blog, because it would have to handle thousands and thousands of connections all the time, which it probably won't be up to. But it will be useful for developers, for dApps and things like that, and to just take the load off the main ones that are available. Just people can use it for back-end services and things, so it'll have its purpose one way or the other, and I'm sure it will help out. And it's hosted in the UK like my witness servers, so really hurty. Ow. So yes, I'm quite pleased with that. Technical challenge for me to get it all set up. The API link is encrypted, so you've got to run all that on the server as well as everything else. So and getting, of course, the whole malarkey to connect to the server bit of the server, when you put in https://api.coffia.uk, that in itself is a little bit of a tricky work. Just like getting in this parking space. So yeah, I'm quite pleased I've got it all up and running. It's running very smoothly. Loads of RAM left actually. I thought it was going to use a lot more, but I'm not entirely sure I've built it with enough plugins at the moment. I might need to rebuild it with even more, but we'll see what happens. Right, that's it. So have a good week next week. I'm going to go now because my footy hurts and I have to keep my foot on the clutch before I turn the engine off, because then the camera goes off and then it goes wonky. So yeah, I'll catch you in next week's coffee vlog. See ya.